appreciate it. And he's the person I start my week with every week. He's the one I need. He's the one that always there for me whenever I need him. I'm very proud to be representing the United States Postal Service. Recently, the movie series about John Adams. This series was about the life of John Adams and his correspondence with his wife, Abigail. How they did this was through the power of a letter. Writing is a unique way of communicating. During this period of time, this was the only way of communicating. One time, George Washington came. Was visiting Abigail and asked Abigail, is there anything that we can possibly do for you? Abigail is now with her family at a farm while John Adams is there with Congress, and the only thing that she wanted was for George Washington to deliver the letters that she wrote for her husband, missing her terribly. Today we have taken for granted the power of letter. We now have machines, fax machines, we have emails, and we have my favorite, which is text messaging. We're all very busy people. I don't know what you're going to say, who has time to write a letter. But I guarantee you, two things would happen if you were to go home today, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and write a letter to someone that you care about. First thing is, when that person comes home from a hard day at work, and they walk to their mailbox, they grab a letter, before they even open that letter, you're going to put a smile on their face. Because you took the time to write something specifically dedicated to that person. And that person will feel a sense of pride to have something come from you. And the other thing that would happen is that you get the satisfaction of knowing that you put a smile on somebody's face that day. We can't forget the past and how we do things with the Postal Service. And we also are dedicating things to change to the future. We have that by our wonderful website, USPS.com. It gives us services that you can do from a home computer or work computer. And it gives you the opportunity to, let's say, send a package out without even being at home. The carriers here at Columbus, who are outstanding, are going to be at your house that day, and they will pick up the packages for you, provide the best service possible. That's what I let them know about every single day. And with the group that I have in Columbus, it's not a hard job at all. It's a great group. And by quoting John Adams, I like to say that just let us dare to read, think, speak, and write. I just want to talk about my past a little bit. I started out when I got out of high school, went to a business school, and I went to work for a company called Fultronic, and talked about 15 years ago. And I had a supervisor there who told me, after I initially let him know that I took a part-time job as a rural carrier. And he told me, that's the company you want to be with. That's the one that you want to stick to and try to advance in. And 15 years later, he's in this room right now to honor me on my day. So Greg, I appreciate it. Thank you. I didn't listen to everything he said, but listen one time. Now, I've been, like you said, I've been in so many offices in Trenton, Monmouth Junction, Flemington. I started as training as a supervisor in Flemington, and those things there, that's a very, very special office and a very hard office to leave. And I let them know that when I left. But after working in Mercer County, Middlesex County, Hunterdon County, New York City, I finally came home. I came home to Burlington County, which is where I reside. There's always been a dream of mine to actually work in the same county that I live in, because driving 48 miles was worth the trip for those people in Flemington. But it took a toll on me, it took a toll on my family. And with two young girls, I wanted to be there for them, and I didn't want to miss a day. And that's what I'm trying to do. I like to give thanks to my family. As you know, there's a lot of them. I have 5 older brothers, excuse me, and I have 1 younger sister in my family. When I was in junior high school, I had a gym teacher come to me and say, you know what, he had actually taught all my brothers. And he said that out of all the brothers, you're going to be the best. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, you're going to be the best out of all the brothers. I said, why would you make a statement like that? He said, because every mistake that you're going to make, they already made it. All the goodness that they had in them, they're going to teach you that. They're going to watch you, protect you, and do everything possible to make sure that you succeed. And they did that. And I'd like to thank them all for that. And to be the best, I don't think so. I just want to be the same people as they are. That's all I ever want. And with that, of course, I was the youngest brother, and then I had a younger sister who, it was my turn to take care of her and watch her and do everything that I could to protect her and teach her some things. But what I didn't realize is that she actually taught me more than I taught her. And for that, I thank her. I really appreciate it. Now, I've been thinking all week of what to say about my parents. And there's only two words I can possibly say. They are the best. That's it. There's nothing else to say. There's whatever thing that ever did good in my life, whatever goodness is inside of me, is because of them. Because they are the best. That's the only thing I can say about that. There's so much more, but, you know, we have time over here. And to the rest of my family, of course, my cousins and everybody else that came out, I really, really appreciate it. And obviously, everybody knows the reason why I came down to this area was for my family, my wife, and my kids. And my two little girls, first one came, she was a little early, 3 months early, born 1 pound, 14 ounces, 4 years ago. She was in my hands like this, and she grew up to be just a beautiful, beautiful child. Yes, you did. And then 2 years later, we were blessed again by having my other daughter, Samara, who was also a little early, 2 weeks, and she was 9 pounds, 14 ounces. I never knew where she got the size from, but... So, and those are my world. They are my world. And also my wife, who any decision I ever made in my life was because of her. And boy, what I put that woman through. I did whatever I could for her, and I did whatever I could for the family. She's very special. She is my world. And when this is all said and done, and our kids decide that they're going to move out and leave, and we retire, it's just going to be you and I. And that's just the way it's going to be. And I'm sorry to say this, but you're stubborn. So in closing, I just want to let everybody remember that take the time today to write a letter. And if you're getting your package, just let me know. We'll come pick it up. And I will do everything in my power to provide the best service possible for the United States Postal Service. There's only two other things I want to say. First thing is I wanted to dedicate this ceremony to my aunt, who is fighting for her life today. This ceremony for you, dear. I hope I made you proud. And the last thing I'm going to say, with pride and honor, that my name is Richard Figueroa. I am the postmaster of Columbus, New Jersey.